Someone with a very high level of influence has been quietly studying you from across the room. They haven't made a major move yet. They haven't formally introduced themselves in the way they are planning to, and they certainly haven't told you what they are thinking. But make no mistake, they are absolutely fascinated by you. When I say high profile, I want you to look at the circles you are currently operating in. This could be the CEO of your company, a highly respected leader in your community, a massive investor, or simply someone who carries a heavy amount of wealth and social status. This is a person who is used to everyone bowing down to them. They are used to walking into a room and having the entire atmosphere shift to accommodate their ego. But then you walked into their orbit, and you completely broke their matrix. You didn't bow. You didn't shrink. You didn't change the pitch of your voice to sound more agreeable. You just stood there, anchored in your own identity, entirely unbothered by their title. And it drove them absolutely crazy in the best way possible. Today, we need to have a very deep conversation about the psychology of the top 1%. We are going to decode exactly why people with immense power are currently obsessed with you. And we are going to break down the two extremely rare spiritual qualities you carry that money literally cannot buy. To understand why this person is watching you so closely, you have to understand the psychological prison of being highly successful. When someone reaches a certain level of wealth or status, they develop a condition that psychologists refer to as transactional paranoia. When you have a lot to give, you constantly wonder why people are actually talking to you. You start to realize that the smiles around you are fake. The compliments are highly calculated. The people laughing at your jokes are only laughing because they want a promotion, a favor, or a piece of your network. High-profile people live in a desert of authenticity. They are surrounded by 100 people every single day, yet they are the loneliest people on the planet because they cannot trust a single motive. Everyone wants something from them. And then they looked at you. They ran you through their usual tests, expecting you to behave like everyone else. But you didn't. You bypassed their paranoia completely because of the first rare quality you possess, the absence of desperation. You do not operate in a spirit of lack because you have spent years doing the heavy spiritual work, because you have spent nights crying out to God, learning how to trust Him when your bank account was empty and your friends were gone. You learned a massive secret. You learned that the creator of the universe is your absolute, only provider. Because you know God is your source, you do not look at human beings as your source. When you stand next to a millionaire, or a CEO, or a powerful leader, you don't feel the need to pitch them your ideas. You don't feel the need to beg for a seat at their table. You aren't secretly hoping they will solve your problems. You look at them simply as another human being. That lack of desperation makes you incredibly dangerous and incredibly magnetic. This high-profile person is watching you and thinking, why aren't they trying to impress me? Why aren't they laughing at my bad jokes? Why are they so quiet and peaceful? Your silence is deafening to them. It forces them to realize that their title holds absolutely zero weight in your spiritual dimension. You are the only person in their life who doesn't need them, And human psychology dictates that we are obsessively drawn to the things we cannot easily conquer. But it goes much deeper than just playing hard to get. That brings us to the second quality that has them completely mesmerized. They are obsessed with your incorruptible integrity. People at the top of the food chain are very used to watching human beings fold. They know exactly how much money it takes to make someone compromise their morals. They know how quickly a person will throw their best friend under the bus if a shiny new title is dangled in front of them. They have watched human nature at its absolute worst, but they have been watching how you treat people when you think nobody is looking. They watched how you spoke to the janitor in the hallway. They noticed that you gave the exact same level of profound, warm respect to the person pouring the coffee as you did to the person signing the checks. They saw you refuse to participate in the office gossip. They saw you walk away from a conversation that was turning toxic. They tested your integrity, and it was entirely bulletproof.
I need you to realize how incredibly rare that is. You are carrying a frequency of pure, unfiltered honesty in a world that is running on plastic. When a high-profile person finds someone who cannot be bought, manipulated, or intimidated, they don't just want to know that person. They want to hire them. They want to partner with them. They want to pull them completely into their inner circle, because a trustworthy confidant is the most expensive, luxurious thing a powerful person could ever hope to find. They are not just looking at your resume, they are looking at your soul. They are starved for the light that is currently radiating out of your chest. You carry the Holy Spirit. You carry a peace that surpasses all human logic. When they stand next to you, their nervous system actually regulates. For the first time in years, the noise in their head stops, because your spiritual anchor is heavy enough to hold their boat steady. This is why God is about to move you into rooms you never thought you were qualified to enter. God is about to place you at some very intimidating tables. You are going to be sitting next to people whose names you read about in the news. You are going to be invited into circles of wealth and influence that completely bypass your current tax bracket. And when that door opens, the enemy is going to try to hit you with massive imposter syndrome. The enemy is going to whisper in your ear, "You don't belong here. Look at your clothes. Look at your bank account. You don't have the degree for this. You don't have the pedigree for this." They are going to find out you are a fraud. When that happens, I want you to remember this exact conversation. You are not being invited into that room because of your bank account. You are being invited into that room because you have the one thing everyone else in that room is desperately dying for: a pure heart. God is strategically placing you at the top of these mountains because the people running the world need the light that you carry. He is positioning you as a cycle breaker in high places. You are the salt of the earth, and God is about to shake you out over the tables of the elite. Do not shrink when they call your name. Do not suddenly become a people pleaser when they offer you the opportunity. Stay exactly who you are right now. Keep your spine entirely stiff. Keep your heart incredibly soft. The very qualities that made you an outcast in the toxic environments of your past are the exact same qualities that are making you a highly prized diamond in your future. The observation phase is almost over. They have seen enough. The invitation is currently being drafted.
I would really love to hear how you handle these kinds of situations. Have you ever found yourself in a room with someone super intimidating? A boss, a wealthy person, or a powerful figure, but you somehow just felt a weird sense of total peace? How did you manage to stay grounded while everyone else was freaking out? Drop your story in the comments. Let's talk about the reality of imposter syndrome and how we beat it together. Keep your head incredibly high this week. You belong in those rooms. I am so proud of the authenticity you are carrying, and we will talk again very soon.